especially if you have a fighting chance to be shoulder to shoulder with him in the backcourt. You just have to run harder, kind of bump them off, and prevent any kind of play like that.
14-2 Sacramento run. Weber wants it up high again. Now, do you give Divac a shot attempt there? He went glass and then rim, but you know he was trying to find Chris Weber flying around the rim.
Yeah, that pass was, again, supposed to be about 3 feet over the rim for Chris Weber. We saw an alley-oop attempt in the first half by Jason Williams, where Weber stopped, and the ball wound up going off the backboard, and then Weber caught up with it and dunked it in.
That might have been by design. Maybe you hesitate, get everybody standing around, throw up the glass,
please,
and go get it, Chris.
I could just see Rick Adams drawing that baby up.
Surely I jest. Wes Person wanted to go inside and it slapped away.
I think Rick has trouble with the basic simple plays with this particular starting group. They seem to have a mind and will of their own. They're going to play their way, and that's about it.
Cedric Henderson's inbound pass stolen away by Nick Anderson. Corliss Williams going to get to the free throw line on a block from Andrew DeClercq. Cavaliers are having problems making the simplest of execution right now and finding passes that hit a teammate.
Well, and what happens is it results in this, because when you're not executing at the offensive end, not making the simple passes, not getting good shots, let alone making them, you just don't sprint back on defense as quickly as you should, and that's just a priority. That's a must. No matter what happened at the offensive end, you must get back on defense and make the other team set up. Now, they may score, and they may get 3-point plays and 4-point plays, but you must get back and prevent a fast break opportunity.
Corliss Williamson with 10 and looking for 11. He will not get his 11th as he splits the pair. Cavaliers down by 7 as Andre Miller pushing back. Sean Kemp trying to clear some space, and he's going to get to the free throw line. Chris Weber has been whistled for his second, and Sean Kemp will get to the stripe.
Ever since the early timeout in this third quarter, after some jump shots were taken, and obviously the plan was to get Sean Kemp inside as much as possible, Sean is battling for positioning there. A couple of times he didn't protect the passer by coming to meet the ball, but getting good position there. But you can almost feel in the back of Sean's mind, he knows there's two big guys there with Divac and Weber, who are not the best defenders in the world necessarily, but they can block shots. And Sean just doesn't have the lift right now to go through them.
Sean Kemp with 13. Cavaliers down by a half dozen. He had to pick it up on the defensive end. Weber trying to square off Kemp. Weber's step back jumper is short. And Andre Miller is going to come away with it. They've got Weber caught back up the floor. Weber gets back in defensive transition. Andre Miller going to give Seth Henderson an opportunity. This is Sean Kemp, and he'll bury the jumper.
Excuse me, Michael. Cavaliers will take anything at all offensively. That's just their 7th point of this third quarter with 3.5 minutes to go.
Sean Kemp with 15. Chris Weber trying to make that difficult pass through traffic. Turnover on Sacramento.
Pete Carrill, the assistant coach of the Sacramento Kings, longtime coach at Princeton, Mr. Fundamentals himself. I talked to him before the game. I said, Pete, do you cringe? I said, often.
There was a good look at Petey Carrill. Andre Miller got caught in no man's land, lost the basketball. Another turnover on the Cavs.
But he was very defensive about his team, pointed out all the positive, all the good things that they do, as a good assistant coach should. But I know in the back of his mind, a lot of this must just drive him crazy.
That's 3 on Andrew DeClercq.
And because this is what you've seen the last time down the floor, Chris Weber took a poor jump shot, made a lazy defensive effort to try to tie somebody up in the backcourt, gave the Cavaliers an opportunity to go 5-on-4, didn't take advantage of it. Then he comes down the next time and gets good low post position and makes a good, sound, positive basketball play. But he's certainly not going to do it consistently.
In his 7th year out of Michigan, Chris Weber averages better than 36 minutes per game per night. He's got 28. Don't forget now, Mr. Allen's 2 for sale going on right now at all Mr. Allen's shoe locations. Weber with 28. The lead is 6. Andre Miller, not a good decision. Got caught in the air. Andrew DeClerc playing center field. Deep safety for the Cavs to slap it away. West personal spot up. 3-point stroke not there for West in the last couple of games.
And the Cavs needed it there. It was a terrific defensive effort by Andrew DeClerc, getting back, stopping yet another fast break opportunity for the Kings, and a 3-point bomb would have gotten this crowd back into it.
Vlade Divac running to the hole, and he's going to get to the free throw line. The Cavaliers see Sean Kemp get whistled for a second personal foul. This has been a 19-7 third quarter run for the Sacramento Kings. We're down by 6 at the break. Vlade Divac from Serbia, his 11th NBA season.
How about Vlade, longtime Los Angeles Lakers, traded to the Charlotte Hornets for Kobe Bryant. And then signed as a free agent out there, which kind of gave the Kings that legitimate center to go along with Chris Webber, the coming on of Jason Williams as a rookie. Kind of got the Sacramento Kings back on the basketball map.
Divac split the pair, and we've got a whistle as Jason Williams was on his way to a run out.
I don't know if you can hear that. The building's so quiet right now, but Randy asking his coaching staff, how many turnovers do we have this quarter? Randy's he's flailing right now. He's searching, looking for anything to help his team get on the right track.
Andre Miller at the line. Andre for the Cavaliers, who averages 9 points and 4.5 boards. Look at the points off the turnovers in this third quarter.
I don't think Randy's assistants have that answer for him. They all kind of go, I don't know. Don't go down to the scores table, ask them. Even if they knew the answer, they wouldn't want to give it.
Crossover from Jason Williams. Found Vlade Divac on the run to the rim. Jason Williams with his offensive arsenal in high gear here.
Well, the Cavalier bench wanted a walk here. He fumbled the ball momentarily, but his teammates, like Divac, like Webber, on his penetration, also Corliss Williamson, they are alert that he's at. Well, that was a terrible looking free throw by Divac. They are aware that he's going to make a pass if they make a good move to an open area.
First of a 3-game Eastern swing for the Sacramento Kings. They had troubles on the road ending their last Eastern trip as Divac missed them both. Cavaliers down by 5 as we hit 1:50 right now left in this third quarter. Cavaliers been lethargic this whole quarter. Let's see if they can catch a spark to end it. Rick Henderson going to back down the 6-foot Jason Williams. Shot clock at 2. Andre Miller to bury it as the shot clock expired.
That's seen something that Andre Miller is capable of doing. Shot clock winding down. It's a terrific asset to have on your team that you can go get a shot for yourself.
7'1" Vlade Divac putting it down, and Mark Bryant is going to get whistled for a push in the back. That's 3 on Mark Bryant. Divac will get to the line as Sacramento has the Cavaliers over the limit. John Barry on the floor to replace Nick Anderson. Barry has been big off the bench of late. Anderson will sit down with 9 points tonight. Barry back scoreless in 7 minutes. But he's averaged 10 points and shot 54% off the bench his last 7 games.
And they rely quite a bit on John Barry coming down the stretch of games. Gives them another solid ball handler, a good decision maker. More than an adequate defender, playing his man intelligently, a good foul shooter. Yeah, it's good to see John Barry getting an opportunity to be a major contributor. He hung around for about 7-8 years before he got a chance to really get a lot of minutes, and always seemed like he was just happy to be in the NBA and always a positive influence, even though he wasn't getting a lot of playing time.
That's solid off the bench. Andrew DeClerc's going to raise up. knock down a foul line jumper. Now the Cavaliers back to within 2. Why? Because Sacramento has no field goals in the last 4 minutes. 5 of their points have all come from the line. Crowd getting into it a little bit here at the gun with the defense chant. About to give it up. John Barry skating baseline. Corliss Williamson, and that's going to be a goaltend on the Cavaliers. Put the hoop in the books for Corliss Williamson.
Creative ability of John Barry, able to break the defense down, get into the lane, get everybody looking at him to find Corliss Williamson.
Andre Miller spinning inside, making something happen as he'll drop the whirling jumper.
The Cavs coming alive after a dismal 7 or 8 minutes of just horrible offense have come alive here in the closing 2 minutes. Looking good at the offensive end. Andre Miller deserves a lot of that credit.
Wanted back to within 2 now. Shot clock at 7, game clock at 13. Jason Williams back rimmed his long 3 on Andre Miller. Just took a knee and looked to the back of the left leg. The quad area, huh? Hamstring area.
Oh, nasty collision between Andre Miller. Actually got away with bumping Jason Williams on that shot, but going for the loose ball simultaneously with Corliss Williamson, and Andre getting the worst of it. Did they call a foul on Corliss Williamson?
Yes, they did.
What, pray tell, did he do? Except catch the ball.
Well, Andre Miller is going to try to shake off the effects of Corliss Williamson. We're talking about a 6'7", 255-pound body that is very well put together. There's the big nasty, as he's known, out of Arkansas.
It's the trimmed down nasty. That's a hard body, too. Now, there was a collision, and Andre got hit hard, but I thought when 2 players go for the ball, it's up for grabs.
Andre Miller trying to carry the Cavaliers on his rookie shoulders right now. He's at 7 of the last 9 Cavalier points.
Did you read that story about his mother?
Yeah, beautiful story.
Terrific.
This lady right to my left authored that story.
Good job, Mary.
Mary Schmidt-Boyer. And the piece on Andre's mom, as I told you, on the road was wonderful. Very well done.
It's good to see a mom who knows that much about the game to keep him on his toes about what he should be concerned about.
Look at Jason Williams. Launch a deep 3. Never got there. Maybe just grazed the rim, and that's how the third quarter expires. Jason Williams with 15 field goal attempts, and Matty, I'm here to tell you that at least 11 of them are 3-point bombs. However, Chris Webber got it rolling and has been all night. Seaweb with 28, and he can fly up where the air is rare. Of Jason Williams, tied at 78, fourth quarter next. Up by 7 in the third, and this young man, Andre Miller, with 8 of his 13, Matt, in quarter number 3, he brought the Cavaliers back really almost single-handedly.
Well, Randy Whitman was searching for some kind of a combination, some kind of a lift, got it from Andre Miller, also got some help from the Sacramento Kings, who relied on a lot of jump shots in the closing minutes of that third quarter, not making them.
The bench for Randy Whitman to start quarter number 4. Mark Bryant with a step-back jumper that came up front rim, but Andrew Clark with activity to grab an offensive board. John Barry picked him clean. Barry on the tape. John Barry, the lifter, and missed everything. Thunderbird, Barry, Stojakovic on the floor right now as Person had it stripped away. 2 Cavalier turnovers. Chris Webber to triple. Book it. Chris Webber has buried a 3. He's got 31.
His second 3 of the night. 2 straight steals by John Barry at the defensive end on some careless ball handling by Cleveland.
Sacramento by 3. They get on the board first to begin. Quarter number 4. Seth Henderson standing all by himself on a defensive breakdown, and Mark Bryant found him.
Communication problem between John Barry and Peja Stojakovic. You can understand why. Peja obviously didn't understand. Peja, not a good defender, but he can do this.
He understands that. Hoist up the deep jumper. Cavaliers with a chance to reclaim the lead. Andre Miller with a lead. You can count that, and one more coming from the line on a Chris Webber personal foul.
Well, right now, Andre Miller has to be happy right now that he just has all his bones and muscles in one piece after that hit he took from Corliss Williamson. Does a nice job of spinning out of some trouble here off John Barry, who flopped looking for the charge, who's been pesky defensively to start this fourth quarter. Another beautiful play by Miller.
Andre 6 for 6 from the line. He's 5 of 7 from the floor. He's got 16. And he's got the Cavaliers on top by a deuce at 83-81. Stojakovic was standing on the sideline. Turnover. Sacramento.
That has not been a good night for Page, nor the rest of the Kings bench, with with the exception of a couple of good defensive plays by John Barry. Normally their bench bails them out of a lot of trouble most nights.
Andre Miller lowered his shoulder and going strong to the rack. It's the Andre Miller show for the Cavaliers right now. He's got 18. John Barry has tripled. Barry, who had not gotten off the schneid, does so there in the fourth quarter.
And a couple of fans behind the scorers table really getting after John Barry. He's going right back at him.
Going to be a kick on Chris Webber. The Cavaliers lead is 1. Hang on now. A lot of basketball left. 9:54 to go in the fourth. Cavaliers have rebounded behind Andre Miller from being down 7 and lead it by 1. Michael Rega and Matt Gukas, hope you're enjoying this one at the gun. Cavaliers fought back behind the rookie out of Rick Majerus' Utah program, Andre Miller. Matty, some guys do it with flash, other guys do it by being fundamentally solid and strong.
And these have become almost signature moves by Andre Miller when he's been defended by Jason Williams. No problem at all getting by him. He's a matador defender, and the rest of the Kings defense not very strong inside. And Andre Miller does not need a lot of room in there to find his shot.
You mentioned Rick Adelman and, of course, the legendary Petey Carrill. Do I get the sense that this style of play might not have best suited Matt Gukas?
No. Hey, I love wide open court basketball. I love fast break basketball. But, you know, there are other things that you do when that fast break game isn't going. And they're just a little bit too wild for me. No, they're a lot too wild for me.
See, that's what I was talking about.
I will say, fun to watch.
They're a lot of fun to watch, no question about it. Mark Bryant doesn't think that's much fun. Joe DeRosa just hit Bryant for setting an illegal pick on Lawrence Funderburk. It's 4 on Mark.
You know, Mark is getting all tangled up with Funderburk, who's just bodying up inside. Now, you're able to get away with more physical play when you do front the offensive player than when you three-quarter, which is kind of getting on his top shoulder, or playing behind.
Hand pass, Chris Webber. Bob Surra's leaked out. Surra going to the hole, and he's going to get to the line on a John Barry personal foul. But Chris Webber got a little bit sloppy trying to go through traffic to hit D-box.
But Chris has so much confidence in his ability, and he is a fancy pass maker. And there again, that's just the fundamentally unsound play. Instead of squaring up, getting a triple threat, and cutting down the distance, but when you try to throw a hook pass, you're just looking for trouble, enables the defense to get back in.
Correct myself. I believe I said Vlade Divac. Pass was intended for Peja Stojakovic. As Bob Surra splits the pair. Bob with 18. He and Andre Miller share the Cavalier point lead tonight. Sean Kemp and Lamont Murray also in doubles. Lawrence Funderburk with that left-handed step-back jumper.
I like Lawrence Funderburk. I think he's going to be a very good player in this league. He reminds me of a lot of things that Chris Gatling is able to do as an offensive player. Good enough to shoot that medium-distance jumper and good enough to get inside and create a lot of havoc for the defense.
Nice call. I like the comparison to Gatling. Shot clock at 8. Andre Miller turned the corner. Cavaliers looking a little bit out of sorts as Andrew DeClercq misfired on the jumper. No flow in that set.
I'd kind of go back to Andre Miller, get the ball in his hands, and let him create at this point.
Funderburk taking it on Mark Bryant. Got some help from Andrew DeClercq over the top, but that is going to be Mark Bryant on his 5th personal foul.
There's that strong move by Funderburk, a lefty like Chris Gatling, and able to draw fouls inside. Now, he's a very intelligent man, much like you, Michael. I know he reads a lot of books. Wasn't it about a year or so ago that he read something about Nostradamus and predicted the end of the world would have been the other night? Something like that. I hope he was wrong.
If Funderburk hears that you equated him to me and the intelligence quotient of things, he's going to come after you. He's going to get you.
I should start running, right?
He's going to get you. He's going to tell you he's head and shoulders above me in that area. as he splits the pair for the line. He started with Bob Knight in Indiana, of course, and didn't last long. But that shocks me. You remember him then with the Ohio State Buckeyes. Whistle inside. What does Bruce Alexander have? He's got Lawrence Funderburk on the hold on Sean Kemp. That's 2 on Funderburk. Sura thought about it over John Barry. Kemp low left block. Sura on the step through. He got it started. The rainbow goes and 1 from the line.
Trick shot by Bobby Sura, able to break the defense down with John Barry running at him. Bob does the right thing. Beat him off the dribble and then felt contact and just released, but he was trying to make that shot all the way.
Bob Sura not able to complete the three-point trip. Bobby with 20, and the 10th time this year Sura over the 20-point barrier. He also has a personal foul there as he crawled up the back of John Barry.
Like a defensive cornerback coming up and mauling the pass receiver. But before I said Bobby was trying to make the shot, many times when drivers go to the basket, they're just looking for contact to make sure they got fouled. Looked like Bobby released that all the way, looking to make.
Weber against Sean Kemp. Funderburk's inside, and he'll bring some Funderburk thunder with the left hand.
That's a gorgeous pass by Chris Weber.
So he'll make the sloppy pass one time, but crisp and accurate the next. Sacramento by 1. Sura to turn the corner. Henderson stepping through the paint. Said Henderson not able to deliver the short jumper. He'll approach 7:40 left as Jason Williams will saunter to the front court. Chris Weber wants it. He's had a big night tonight. Stojakovic has tripled out of the deep right corner in front of the Cavalier bench.
And once again, another outstanding pass by Chris Weber, in full with it, got it up right in front of his forehead, whipped it over 2 hands right into what they call the zone, the catch and shoot area. And Peja does not need a lot of time or space to get it off.
Randy Weber's going to talk about it. Full timeout for the Cavaliers. 7:25 left. Stojakovic's tray has Sacramento on top by 4 when we bring you back on Fox Net. The Sacramento lead is 4 at 92-88. Lamont Murray back on the floor for the Cavaliers. Operating with Sura, Kemp, DeClercq, and Andre Miller. Andrew DeClercq went up high above the rack, but that's going to be waved off. He was in the cylinder as Sean Kemp's jumper was in that imaginary cylinder heading straight up vertical.
Yeah, Sean Kemp, this is a shot all the way. No real complaint there, but looked a lot closer on replay there that the ball might have been outside the rim.
Weber in the low hole. His jump hook wouldn't fall. Amon Murray to rip it away. And Murray got pushed by Peja Stojakovic. And they're over the limit. They're over the limit. So, Matty, the Cavaliers now are going to get to shoot free throws. Let's mark this one down, huh? 6:55 left in the fourth.
So far, the Cavaliers have had problems getting to the line, much of their own doing, because they have taken so many jump shots in this game. Just 9 for 14 from the free throw line.
Amon Murray with 12, looking for 13. Big round of applause for Andre Miller, who brought the Cavaliers back into this one.
That kind of smattering of applause and smattering of boos. The applause for the way that Andre Miller performed. But I think the boos for why take him out of the game if he's playing so well.
Amon Murray split the pair. The lead is 3 at 92-89. Weber and Kemp are really battling on the block. Brevin Knight is back and almost at a strip away. Shot clock will come to 5. Jason Williams found Funderburk. He took a hit from Sean Kemp. Jason Williams is so crafty and shows you the basketball and then gets rid of the basketball, and his passes are accurate in traffic.
Well, you know, again, don't get me wrong, I'm not comparing him to Larry Bird or Magic Johnson, except in this vein, in that those kinds of players, and there's not that many in the whole wide world, they're a step or two ahead with their mental processes as far as what's going to develop ahead. and he is so quick with his body movements and so quick with his hands, he's strong with his hands, he's able to deliver the ball. He sees things happening before they actually happen, and when I say bird and magic, they certainly were able to do that.
Very good point. And remember, you talked about delivering. He delivered the football to Randy Moss in their high school days on high school in West Virginia. Sean Kemp looked like he was going to roll to the hoop, and Lamont Murray went over the top of his head. (93-89). Stojakovic trying to step through. Jason Williams turned in the corner, just flipped it up in the glass. Cavaliers got a run out. Brevin Knight pushing. The Bob Sura to the hoop. Sura will finish with a lead.
Set up by a bad shot by Jason Williams, out of control, and then on his penetration left nobody in the backcourt. Cavs able to get out and get that fast break.
Jason Williams turned the corner. Is that Brevin Knight or is it Andrew DeClerc? They got Andrew DeClerc instead. Oh, Andrew DeClerc got whistled for his fourth.
There's that fast break off the miss by Jason Williams, who has not scored in this second half. He was brilliant from three-land late in the second quarter.
Oh, look at the tough jumper by Chris Webber that's right there, and he has some conversation with the fans. Bob Sura just pulling his way to the hoop. And Bob Sura is going to get to the free throw line on a Lawrence Funderburk personal foul. Bob Sura just in a mad dash going to the rim. Or is it on, wasn't that Barry Jason Williams instead?
I think that was it Williams?
They got Jason Williams.
Yeah, and Jason Williams is complaining on the call. It's actually, I think John Barry got knocked to the floor, and then he stuck his leg out. I think John Barry's trying to tell the official that he committed the foul.
Well, the Kings lead it by 3. Bob Sura to cut it to 2. Bob with a couple of hits from the line. Bobby with 24 now. And Sura's come back and delivered 7 fourth-quarter points. Williams looking at Chris Webber. Webber tried to muscle it up on Sean Kemp. Late whistle as DeClerc came to help. And that's on Sean Kemp. That's 4 on Kemp.
Actually, Sean played good defense to force Webber down. Did a nice job there. Had him actually behind the backboard where it's going to be very tough to make a shot. But you saw Sean come down with his arms, and that's where the foul was committed. Going back to the play before, the reason why it has some importance to it, that foul on Jason Williams, one that was called on him, was his 4th. So you'd say he's in a little bit of danger. With John Barry, who was trying to say, hey, I'm the guy that tripped and kicked and did all those nasty things. I should have gotten the foul. Well, you're not going to see a Barry. Anybody in that family ever said, yeah, I committed a foul?
Oh, you're right about that.
Except in that situation.
That starts with Danny Rick all the way down the family tree. 97-93, the lead is 4. Funderburk tying up Kemp on the low block. Sean wheeling baseline. Found Andrew DeClerc, who went glass with the left hand and got the roll. Andrew DeClerc finished it off.
Nice drop-off pass by Sean Kemp.
97-95. Still 5 minutes left. A lot of basketball. Both teams in the bonus. Jason Williams looking at Funderburk. Shot clock at 7. Funderburk to lift it and knock it down. Lawrence Funderburk connecting. The lead back up to 4 again. Sura doubled on the baseline. Sura to triple. Come up short. Into the hands of Chris Webber. 35 points and 9 rebounds for Webber.
Well, one of the things you'd like to see the Cavaliers do in this situation, you got Jason Williams with 4 fouls. Now, Brevin Knight's not going to post him up or isolate him, but at least involve him in some pick-and-roll situations to make him defend or not defend.
Swing found Williams to Peja Stojakovic on the step-through. Sura had a piece. Shot clock at 2. That won't get there, and that's a 24-second violation. Good job defensively by Bob Sura, as Mark Bryant will come back to replace Andrew DeClerc.
Stojakovic has had just a miserable night, unable to get anything going. He's billed as a perimeter shooter. He's been somewhat streaky in that area, but very dangerous. But I'm a little surprised that Rick Adelman has stayed so long with Stojakovic.
played a lot in his fourth quarter. Brevin Knight turning the corner. Sean Kemp to raise up, and he'll bury it over Funderburk. Kemp was 17. The Sacramento lead is 2.
Now you got to dig in defensively, look for your stops, and if you get a good stop, by that I mean a good hard rebound or steal, you got to look to go out and get easy baskets so you don't have to just rely on your half court.
Mason Williams will kick. Stojakovic raise it up, going to misfire the three. Lamont Murray to rip it away. Cavaliers could tie on this trip. Mark Bryant got Weber off his feet and finished him off the glass. Mark Bryant with 8. The Cavaliers have come back to tie it up. 3:20 left in the fourth, and the Cavaliers fight their way through this to a win. Ball on Fox Sports Net tonight been brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Fare so low you have the freedom to go places and do things you never thought possible. Fly Southwest Airlines. By AutoZone, the best part in auto parts, and by Citibank. Michael Regan, Matt Gukas at the gun, tied at 99 apiece. Hey, a baptism, huh? Matty, we talked about to start the show. This man, Randy Whitman, goes 11-9. Things are good, but now have come 9 losses in 10 games. It eats away at you, and Randy has been, just like the Cavalier players, searching to find the ship to get right.
And the Cavaliers have found themselves in the last 10 games in this situation so many times with an opportunity to win a game. It's a matter of making good plays and then let the result take care of itself instead of beating yourself with bad plays.
This Weber being played by Sean Kemp. Shot clock at 5. Weber trying to work his way baseline in a lot of trouble. Threw it off Brevin Knight, but there's only 1 second on the shot clock. It's going to have to be a catch and fire for Sacramento.
Well, the one thing you don't want to give up here is a lob towards the basket, and you don't want to.
Serma jostles the lob, and Lamont Murray comes away with it, and that's the 24-second violation. So the Cavaliers will go to the offensive end with a chance to take the lead.
So the Cav defense alert to that, aware that the basket area was the danger area. Kemp did a good job of bodying up and Soar in there to help out to prevent Weber from getting a tip-in situation.
Points of the page, fourth quarter, 14-2 Cavaliers. They want Lamont Murray in a post-up against Stojakovic. Murray going to go baseline and found Jason Williams. His pass never got to Sean Kemp. Turnover Cavaliers. Well, Jason Williams stuck into that passing lane, and Lamont Murray bounce pass stolen away.
Jason Williams saw this one coming all the way as Sean Kemp standing there, really letting his defender, Chris Weber, help out. He's got to cut through there. Got to cut through, take the defender out of the way, and get some movement. Passing and standing has become an epidemic in the NBA. It's horrible to look at. It's horrible to play that way, and it gets you in all kinds of problems.
Jason Williams to give Sacramento the lead again. He's a 75%er from the line. That's his first point in the second half. Had 17 at the break, now with 18. Misfired on his second attempt, so the Cavaliers will go to the offensive end with a chance to regain the lead here. Sacramento by 1. Lamont Murray looking down at Sean Kemp in the low hole. That is going to be what? An illegal defense? Illegal defense. The call is on Vlade Divac. That's the first, and a warning on Sacramento.
Well, that's a strange one there because as the ball was thrown, he came and double teamed. I don't know how he could be illegal, but
well, the Cavaliers going to have to play it in on the illegal D. Lamont Murray to trigger it. Sacramento by 1. Kemp on the block again against Weber. Not a lot of opportunity for the Cavaliers to find something. Brevin Knight in a crowd with a teardrop jumper that fell.
Creating something out of nothing. Once again, Lamont Murray feeds the post and stands there, lets his man guard 2 people, himself and Sean Kemp.
Weber going to go strong to the rim. He got blasted by Murray and Kemp. Well, Lamont Murray saying nothing easy there for Chris Weber as he gave him a big hit.
Not only the hits, but what happened afterwards as Chris Weber's feet go up in the air.
They called that now see, now they're going to call that 2 and the ball. They're going to call that a flagrant foul, 2 shots in the ball. Murray's making an attempt to go get the ball.
Yeah, I think he's coming over to block the shot, and it's just unfortunate for Chris Webber that he did, yes, get hit hard, a hard foul. Feet go up in the air, and I think the officials are probably influenced by how hard he hit the floor afterwards.
Well, we'll take a look at that again when we get back. Lamont Murray, that is his 5th personal foul. Cleveland by 1. Webber at the line for 2, and then Sacramento basketball when we get back. I don't know if this is going to be a turning point with 2:02 left, but Matt Guthis, I'm here to tell you, Lamont Murray's almost got a blocked shot. Watch how close he comes to basketball, too.
Coming over to help out, going up with one hand in an attempt clearly to go straight up and block the shot. And the hard collision. And you got to feel that this will be rescinded somewhere down the line, and it will not be called a flagrant foul sometime tomorrow. But that's not the problem for the Cavaliers right now. It's going to be 2 shots and the ball. And a lot will depend on what Chris Webber does from the line and what they do with the possession. Now, Chris Webber, a career 54% free throw shooter. 54%, right around where Shaquille O'Neal is. He is shooting 74% this year, working a couple of days with Buzz Brayman, who has helped a number of players around the NBA with their free throw shooting. And that's a dramatic improvement.
Never been one to criticize officials. I think they have a very difficult job, and we're certainly not going to start now. But I want to tell you that they missed that. They missed it badly. Nowhere near a flagrant foul. Nowhere near. Webber's hit his first. He's got 36. That will tie his season high now. Season high of 37. The 36 tied his season high. So, Matty, this could turn into a 4 or maybe 5-point swing. And the lead is now 1 for Sacramento at 102-101 with 2:02 left.
And now the officials are going to have a meeting. They had all that time to have a meeting during the timeout. Now they want to meet again. We're looking for the play-by-play. I assume it. I can't. I'm not even going to try to assume on what they're trying to find out.
14 seconds to shoot.
Stojakovic to play it in. Sacramento by 1. We come inside, 2 minutes left. See the Cavaliers fight through this. Jason Williams to unload a triple. Beck rimmed it. John Barry kept it alive. Fresh 24 for Sacramento. They're going to about use it all. You know what they want to go to. Williams working off Webber and lost the basketball out of bounds. Cavalier ball.
Well, he's turnover prone, but usually not because of his dribble. Usually a very sure-handed dribbler. He picks his turnovers up normally on bad passes.
Cavaliers down by 1. Looking for the lead on this trip. Sean Kemp came up short into the hands of Chris Webber. Minute and 15 left. Sean Kemp settling for that outside jumper and never got there. Barry wants Webber. Kemp fronting him. Divac with a ball fake. Offensive foul, Vlade Divac. With the charge, Brevin Knight took the hit.
Now the Cavaliers did not get hurt on the flagrant foul. It would have been 2 free throws for Webber anyway, even though they got 2 opportunities before, got a turnover. But really, Sean Kemp has to get more than a perimeter jump shot in that situation, especially with the officials a little bit in doubt on whether or not they made the right call on the flagrant. Put the onus on them.
Randy Whitman of the Cavs coaching staff to talk about it. Exactly 60 seconds left. Cavs basketball when we get back down by 1. Sacramento's lead is but 1 at 102-101. Cavs basketball with 60 seconds left. Let's take a look at the Fox Sports News primetime headlines brought to you by the Ohio Lottery. National title game going on. Florida State and Virginia Tech. Bill Belichick quite a day in New York City. And also on the NBA side, the Pacers hosting the Nets. We'll show you all of that on Fox Sports News primetime. Matt, the Sean Kemp jumper.
Yeah, settling for that jumper now. Was a little bit of draw the defense, but again, plenty of time left on the shot clock. You don't challenge the defense, and by Sean Kemp challenging the defense, you're going to get a really good look for one of the other 4 players on the floor.
See what the Cavaliers get here. A swing found Brevin Knight, and Chris Webber blasted Sean Kemp as he tried to go from one block to the other to post.
And it's just as simple as that. It's just the right play to make. Sean Kemp, 6'11", and you know, obviously weighing a lot of pounds in there. A big body moving across the lane is tough to defend. And normally good defense tells you that you got to get a body on him, and that body on him put him on the free throw line.
However, Sean's first rattled out his 5,000th NBA free throw attempt career-wise right there. He splits the pair, and we're tied at 102. Hang on now. Jason Williams to the front court with 45 seconds left. Webber going to it. Over the top of Kemp, didn't happen. Vlade Divac came away with a basketball. And Mark Bryant has come up with his 6th personal foul, and that will be it for Bryant on the night.
A lot of contact in here. I think actually Sean Kemp got away with one there, and Bryant was holding on to the left arm of Divac as Vlade pulled it in with his right arm.
Mark Bryant fouls out. 131 minutes tonight, 8 points and 4 boards. And Andrew DeClerc will check back in for Randy Whitman and the Cavaliers. Divac tonight, Vlade only 2 of 6 from the line.
He's a suspect free throw shooter, 68% on the year.
Perfect on his first.
Cavs have 1 timeout remaining. Kings have 2 at 38.7 seconds. It's almost a 2-for-1 situation where the Cavs want to make sure they go down and get well, they're going to get a timeout to make sure exactly what they want to get coming out of the timeout.
Only 2 for 6 tonight and 68% of the year, but Vlade Divac hit a couple of big free throws. 104-102 Sacramento with 38.7 left. Cavaliers, same old story, same old song and dance as the Aerosmith song once went way back when. Cavaliers had a 17-point first half lead.
Oh, you lost me, partner. but you often do.
You were a young guy back then.
The Cavs now, they still have a timeout remaining, plus that 20 that they just used. So kind of a 2-for-1 situation exists. You want to take a shot relatively soon here, just in to see what happens with the Cavs coming back the other way, so you don't have to foul.
Cavaliers down by a couple. See what Randy Whitman has in mind. Sean Kemp trying to clear space down in his office. Kemp got it up in the glass. He's going to get to the line as the Cavaliers go to the Rain Man. Vlade Divac on the wrap up for Sean Kemp.
That took a little time to get into it, but got a good look, a good pass with Sean Kemp being fronted. Perfect pass, actually. And Sean wrapped up pretty tight there. Almost impossible to go up hard and strong in that fashion.
Sean Kemp 2 for 5 from the line tonight, so he'll look to split the pair and pull the Cavs to 1.
Cavs looking to Randy Whitman to see if they should foul no matter what happens on this situation. Randy wants a lot of pressure, and I think they'll decide now because there is about a 3.5 second differential. I didn't want that. Want to put some pressure on, try to get a steal. Going to put a good foul shooter. John Barry around 80% right on the free throw line.
It's 3 on Bob Sura, so Barry hits them both. The Cavaliers will be down by 3 with these 25.9 seconds left.
Bobby was the first one to turn around and ask Randy if he wanted a foul right away. Randy said, no, let's put pressure on, and then we'll see as they bring the ball up the floor.
John Barry strokes the second. It is a 3-point Sacramento lead at 106-103 with 25.9 seconds left. Randy Whitman will utilize the full timeout to set something up. Don't go away. Cavaliers basketball when we get back. Sacramento by 3, 106-103, 25.9. Matt Gukas, the Cavaliers necessarily need the 3 here. They have entered Wes Person, who is a part of this troika with Sura and Lamont Murray.
Well, that just helps spreads the floor. I don't think you necessarily need a 3. If you're playing defense, you'd hate it if the Cavaliers came in, laid one up in 2 or 3 seconds, and then made you get an inbounds pass. Now, they put Nick Anderson back into the game. If he gets a rebound or an inbound pass, you want to foul him immediately if he can get it in, and they're out. They have no timeouts.
Bob Sura called a timeout. Now the question is, Cavaliers were, I believe, out of timeouts.
And really, that's the first thing that the coaching staff says when the team comes into the huddle for the of the last timeout. And the last thing they tell them going out. Now, in his inbound pass, you got to get it in. You have no timeouts. Chris Webber, of course, he's smiling down there. He's been through this before at Michigan against North Carolina about 8 years ago.
NCAA championship game.
He said, I've been there, I've done that. I know where he is.
So the lead goes to 4 at 107-103 as the Cavaliers did not have any timeouts. And Bob Sura went to it, and he could not enter the basketball. And that changes the complexion of things considerably.
Well, you see Bobby's upset with himself, you know, and again, this is something that is, we talked about it earlier, about the subconscious, how it's in the back, front side of everybody's mind, how the team has been making plays that beat themselves coming down the stretch of game. Now missed shots, missed free throws, that's generally, that's just a part of basketball. That's going to happen. You live with that, but you don't want to make the mental errors that take you out of a game. Now this, you know, the game is not over. There's plenty of time, just under 26 seconds to go. You still don't need a 3-point shot. Still a quick 2 and a foul, hoping that the other team makes 1 out of 2. As the Kings have inserted Nick Anderson for defensive purposes, if he touches the ball, you want to foul him.
Cavaliers, if you're just joining us in the last couple of minutes, at a 17-point first half lead. A strong and late second quarter run by Sacramento cut it all the way down to 2. Cavaliers led by 6. But now Cavaliers have to find a way to dig out of this hole at 107-103.
And the Kings are getting possession of the ball there on the illegal timeout call. So it's a turnover as well, not just the technical free throw.
Sacramento seemingly in pretty strong control right now. John Barry fouled by Wes Person. So John Barry's going to get right back to the line, and a couple of free throws here could quite conceivably be the final dagger.
Well, I know the college rule is it's actually a technical foul, 2 free throws, and you lose possession. It's been so rare that it's ever called in the NBA. I remember years ago, remember the famous triple overtime Phoenix and Boston where Gar Hurd hit the long jump shot for one of those overtimes? Actually, there was a timeout, illegal timeout called in that game. Richie Powers was the referee and pretended that he didn't see it.
Yeah. John Barry hits a couple. So for the Cavaliers, it's about happened every way conceivable during this string of losing 9 of 10. Brevin Knight's going to turn the all the way to the hoop. Sean Kemp. Basketball slide out of his hands before he put it back home. 12.6 left. John Barry's going to get a 20-second timeout. 109-105 Sacramento, who starts their first of 3 games on an East Coast trip. Well, it's been that kind of second half for the Cavaliers. They led it 61-55 at the break, but were immediately, Matt, outscored 14-2 to start the third quarter.
And as we said back then, Michael, the Cavaliers brought a lot of those problems on themselves, coming out, launching jump shots right from the start of the third quarter, got them into the doldrums, and Andre Miller came off the bench, gave the team a lift, and went out of this game with 6 minutes to go after playing a terrific game.
Yes, indeed. It was the rookie Andre Miller who brought the Cavaliers back. And Webber to play it in. Brevin Knight had it momentarily and then got his hands on Derek Martin. And it'll be Derek Martin going to the free throw stripe for the Sacramento Kings. Cavaliers. Once again, just have a lot of questions to be answered and a lot of soul searching to do, as if this one turns out the way it's looking right now before they welcome in Golden State on Thursday.
Now, I don't know, Michael, if the players have had a players-only meeting. Normally, when you're going through losing streaks, losing 9 out of 10, this would be 10 out of 11. You normally have those. Sometimes they're productive. They're generally shouting sessions, somewhat finger-pointed, but it does air out a lot of things and heighten the awareness of a lot of different situations and can be helpful.
111-105 after Derek Martin hits a couple of free throws. I don't know why John Barry's doing that. 6-point lead with 6 seconds left. He's going to stop the clock and send Bob Sura to the line.
I don't understand that either. Nor does Rick Adelman. And this is one of his sounder players. John Barry's a smart player.
Bob Sura at the free throw stripe. Bob Sura hits them both. 111-107. And this one is going to expire. That's it. The Cavaliers have dropped their 10th of their last 11 as the Sacramento Kings win for the first time since 1984 in Cleveland. The final at 111-107 as this one has once again gotten away from the Cavaliers, who had the 17-point lead. Jason Williams and Chris Webber keynoted the Sacramento win. Webber with a big night, the season high of 38, Matt.
Well, it's a terrible start by the Sacramento Kings, but they are undaunted by that. They just keep coming at you, keep putting the ball up towards the basket, and they just had too much firepower as the Cavaliers couldn't keep up.
Cavaliers fall to the Sacramento Kings 111-107. Next time we get with you will be Thursday night against Golden State. Coming up next, Fox Sports News Prime Time right here out of the Gund Arena on Fox Sports.